I'm in Columbus, Ohio. If you don't know me, I'm Melinda VanKirk. I am here every week, Friday, 8 a.m., about every Friday at this time. So today we are delving into raising our winter vibration. That's what I should have called it instead of combating the winter blues or whatever I named it. So we're going to be all about bringing our energy up today, especially in you guys in parts of the world where it's just been really rainy or it's cold or it's just, it's just not so great outside. We're really going to work on bringing that energy up. For those of us here in the cloud land in Ohio, it's just awful in the winter. It's like we don't see sun sometimes for weeks at a time. And I'm sure people in like the Pacific Northwest area can relate to that. It's similar weather a lot of times, usually a little colder here, but it's not so lovely. So usually about this time of the year, the last few years I've done like a winter walk challenge. I'm not leading that this year, but starting February 1st, I make a very big concerted effort to try and get outside every single day, because by this time in the winter, my mood has dropped greatly. I get really depressed. I don't know if you guys have felt it, and the energies of this past week have been crazy, but like the last couple Mondays especially is just like heavy energy, not feeling great. The weather's just been crap, and so that little sun yesterday and warm temps really perked me up. So if you guys are experiencing any of that and experience seasonal affect disorder, hopefully this class will help lift your mood as well. Let's see. Jeannie says it's been 2 weeks since we've seen the sun. Yeah, Jeannie, I feel you. It's not nice. It is just not nice. And some people it doesn't bother, and I wish I was one of those people. I try, but man, it takes its toll, right? We'll try and get a nice full body opening. Definitely a little bit of the shoulders and heart opening today. Okay, so let's just come to Sukhasana, simple seat. One more sip. Me and my drinks in the morning, right? It's because I don't take another sip till we're done. If you want something to prop up your seat, by all means, grab a blanket or a cushion or a block. And let's just sit with a long, tall spine. If this is not comfortable for you, I do recommend like a couch cushion, like this old couch cushion is wonderful to sit in this pose. So make yourself comfortable. We'll be here for a couple minutes as we come into our breath today. So just settle in, let the shoulders roll down your back, long, tall spine. Envision the crown of your head lifting up. Face is soft. And just begin to slow your breath. Notice how the breath feels. If you feel like you're leaning forward or to one side or back, see if you can find a nice central space. And then maybe the crown lengthens and lifts slightly. Relax your jaw. Begin to deepen your breath. Letting the breath come into your belly. And if you struggle with belly breathing, I'm going to give you a little tip. You can half close your nostrils, and instantly the breath moves down into the lower abdomen. And there's a type of breath work associated with this. We're not going to do the full breath work, but you can actually breathe in with the half closed nostrils through your nose, and then release that as you exhale through the nose. And just notice how that feels. And exhale, release the nostrils. And see if you move your hand, if you can continue with those deep belly breaths. Envisioning a balloon expanding in your lower belly and abdomen, out in all directions, and then slowly contracting. Navel pulls in towards spine as you exhale. Inhale, belly expands out. And exhale, slight contraction, navel to spine. And then allow that balloon to expand and grow. So next inhale, maybe even bringing your hands to the ribs now. Envision the rib cage expanding out. And exhale, collapsing in. And you can even bring them kind of thumbs around the side. And feel your rib cage expand in all directions. Belly expands, rib cage expands. And then exhale, navel pulls in. Inhale. Belly and ribs expand, and then exhale, navel pulls in, everything softens and comes back to the center. And now moving your hands up towards your collarbones on your upper chest. This time the breath expands through the belly, the rib cage, and all the way up to the collarbones. Feel the breath rise through the lungs. And exhale, softening from the collarbones down, navel pulls in, low belly collapses. 2 more breaths like that, inhaling. And exhaling. Let the hands float down. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then let your breath flow naturally. And notice how you feel. When we come back to our breath, that is the simplest and easiest way to begin to pull yourself out of those moments of, could be depression, it could just be sadness, it could be feeling like you're in a funk and stuck. And beginning with the simplest of things here. Deep belly breathing, bringing the energy into your body. Feeling the energy rise through your body. Feeling it move from tailbone to crown as you inhale now. And as you exhale, the breath moves from crown down to the tailbone. Just allow your breath to fill your body. Picturing maybe coming up the back side of the body as you breathe in, and down the front side of the body as you exhale, back to the earth. Inhale up through the root, from the earth, up through the crown, up to the heavens. And exhale, lowering down, 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 back to the earth. So as we practice together today, I invite you to set an intention. Whether that's just bringing your energy up, or if there's something else that you're ready to release, or something you want to call in. With the waning moon energy, it's the perfect time for releasing. I believe we're at last quarter moon. If not today, tomorrow perhaps. So just envisioning as the moon energy wanes, releasing and letting go what no longer serves you, and bringing in this vital energy that does. And I know we've been here for a little while, so let's take 1 nice deep cleansing breath together. Inhale the breath through your nose. And exhale, audibly sigh out the mouth. Let it go. And blink the eyes open if they're closed. And let's begin some movement. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Moving with your breath, letting the arms flow up and down. And we're not in a flow class today, but we are going to take some pulsations. So we won't take these full vinyasas, but we'll have some movements with this breath. And taking these little pulsations and movements are going to help bring the energy up, especially when we bring from the earth up to the sky and the sky back down to the earth. Take 1 more inhale, arms float up. And now as you exhale, right fingertips come behind, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine here first, and then exhale, spin to your right. Keep your torso just as it is, and let your gaze come forward slightly. Let your left ear come down to your left shoulder, adding a little neck stretch here. And I know nobody requested neck, but I'm requesting neck today. So we'll add in a little bit of that. So good. 1 more breath. And gently release the neck back to center. Release the arms, come out of the twist, come back up to center, look up. Exhale, take a little twist to your left, right hand to your left knee. Press down through your left hand as you inhale, lengthen your spine up. Exhale, spin, coming from the mid-back. So we don't want to aggravate the low back here. So when we lengthen first and then spin, you're really taking the twist up a little higher. And then let your gaze come back forward slightly, right ear towards right shoulder. So you're really pressing through that left hand. You should feel a nice deep stretch through the left side of your neck. Soften your face, relax your jaw. Stay for another breath. So good. Inhale, gaze comes back to center. Arms come back to center. Look up. Exhale, walk your fingertips forward. Now round through your spine, walking your hands forward. Feeling the support of the ground. This is a lovely low back release, outer hip stretch. Relax through the back of the neck. One more breath. Inhale, come on up. Extend the legs out, give them a little shake. Let's cross the legs the other direction. It might feel a little funky. And then we'll just take that same forward fold, walking your hands out, rounding through the spine. Feeling the stretch in your opposite hip. Just another breath. Wonderful. Inhale, crawl yourself up. This time, place your feet onto the ground. If you have a cushion, move it out of the way. Let your hands come behind you and just take a nice gentle windshield wiper of the knees side to side for a moment. Fingertips can spin away to start. And we're going to add some more intense chest opening. So coming back to center, feet are hip width distance. We're going to spin your fingertips towards your hips. Press your hands down and begin to lift your heart. Open through the chest. Oh, I think we have some sun coming out here, folks. So lovely for me. Bring that sunshine into your heart, whether you have it physically there or not. And then perhaps you begin to lift the hips as you inhale, coming to reverse table. And exhale, lower down. If this is too much on the shoulders, just stay with this opening of the heart, okay? If you want to move a little bit, begin to lift as you inhale. And exhale, lower down. Another round or two. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower back down. Release that. Hug your knees towards your chest. Round your spine. Relax your neck. Check in. How are you feeling now? Release that. And let's make our way to a tabletop pose. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Yep, we're good. All right. So let's take some traditional cat-cows. So just maybe taking some circles with your cat-cows today. I'm going to do that, actually. So I said traditional. I'm going to take a circle with my cow pose. So like hips kind of sway up like they normally would, belly lowers, and then let them come to one side, and then round through the spine, navel pulls in as you exhale. And then the hips go to the other side. Inhale, belly lowers. Inhale, exhale, round. Press the mat away, navel pulls in. If this doesn't work for you today, take your regular cat-cows. We're moving in one direction. Should feel pretty good. And then let's complete that circle and take it in the other direction. I love this version because it's not just cat-cow, it's kind of getting all that lateral movement and little hip circles, little hip release. Let's take one more. Oh, nice. Let's come back to center, hit a lovely crack. Walk the palms forward slightly, tuck your toes, send your hips to the sky for our first down dog. And I know we're how far in, 20 minutes in, and we're just in down dog. Oh my goodness. But we're taking our time today. So, you know, when you're feeling in a funk, you often don't feel like doing movement, right? You don't feel like getting going. If you're feeling sadness or depression, you don't feel like doing anything. So when we take our time and we start with simple movements, we start with the breath, and you can go ahead and pedal out here if you're not already. And if this is too much, take puppy pose. We'll be here for a few more breaths. But when we start with these simple movements, we're able to kind of coax ourselves into these stronger postures, right? All of a sudden, we feel a little bit more like moving. We can do harder things. One more breath. Let's come to stillness here. And as you inhale, roll forward to high plank, lower knees down, lower chest and chin, come to your belly. Bring your forearms to the mat. Let's make our way to Sphinx pose. Palms face down onto the mat, elbows under shoulders or slightly in front. Begin to press down through the forearms, bring your elbows back towards your body, and then lift your heart up. Navel's pulling in, so this can be a lot on your low back. If it's too much, you can lower down. But usually when you pull your navel in, all of a sudden, you're really coming into the movement from the middle of your back, or a little, not so much into the low back. Pressing your pubic bone down. Toes can go as wide as is comfortable here. I have so many yoga teachers like, bring your toes together for some of these poses. And sometimes it's like, that does not feel good. So modify as you need to. Let's stay for another breath. And then exhale, lower down. Stack the hands. Let your forehead rest for a moment. Let that go. We're going to take 2 more rounds of back bend. You can come with me to locust. You can stay with sphinx. We're going to take upward facing bow in just a moment. So for locust pose, and I did a series of these yesterday, y'all, so I'm really sore. I'm going to go nice and modest in my locust pose. We're going to add an arm variation though. So bringing your arms out to the side, let's float the toes up like you normally would. And then we'll bring the arms out to cactus and then pull the shoulders and elbows down. So you're almost like, there's a really strong back bend. We've got a few breaths here. If this is too much, you can bring the arms straight. Palms can face down, they can face up, okay? We've got a couple more breaths. Give yourself a smile. If you need to be a little lower, you're still strengthening the back, you can be a little lower. One more breath in. So good. Exhale, release. Place your forehead down to the mat or one cheek to the mat. Let it go. Come back to your breath. Good. Bring your gaze back to center. We're going to take either another round of locust, or if you're just doing sphinx, another round of sphinx. If you want to take upward facing bow, bend through your knees. Grab for your feet or your ankles, okay? We are not going to take the world's largest upward facing bow today, okay? So from your belly, you're not lifting up yet. You're going to roll your shoulders down your back and open through the chest first, okay? And then to come up, I just want you to press your feet into your hands and lift your heart. So I've got a pretty low bow pose here. Let the feet be about hip width distance. You can flex the feet if that feels better. We've got a few breaths. So when we hold this, if we're like up in our most highest version of bow, it's like that does not feel good. When you press the feet into your hands, you're really adding that quad stretch. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale, release that, come back down, either stack forehead to hands or place your other cheek to the mat. Feel your heart, notice how it feels in this moment. Good. Let's press up through tabletop. Tuck the toes, send your hips to your heels, round through your spine, arms extend out. Feel that lovely stretch through the bottom of your feet and your low back. And let's come back to tabletop, make our way back to a down dog. Dog might feel a little bit different now. You can keep the bend in your knees if you like, or begin to straighten legs, but keeping the length in your spine. One more breath. Inhale, bend through your knees, and exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. You can stroll, you can step, you can hop if you're ready to hop. Take a forward fold and round the spine, bend the knees, let the fingertips dangle. They can even come around the back side of your legs if that feels good. That's one of my favorite spots here. And if you need to do a little movement, you can kind of lift and fold a couple times, especially our first forward fold of class. And then as you're ready, slowly rise on up. Let the arms float up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So nice. Pause in your Tadasana. Notice how you're feeling. Do a little check-in with yourself. Is the energy shifting for you yet? And if not, that's okay. Just become aware. Let's take a little crescent right and left. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, bracelet your left wrist with your right hand. Lengthen and then come over as you exhale. Stretch through the side body. And you can keep that stretch or let the right arm float down by your side and let the hip come out. Really get into the side body. Now, maybe the gaze even lifts up towards the left shoulder. So good. Inhale comes back to center. Bracelet your right wrist with your left hand, lengthen. And then take a little crescent to your left, really lengthening through the right side body. An option to stay there or let the left arm float down by your side. Let the right hip come out and then spin the chest up to the sky. Getting a little strong through our side waist here. Nice deep opening. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's take that into a forward fold. Let that go. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, fold it in. Ground down and rise up to high mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. Step your left foot back. We're going to make our way into warrior one. So squaring your hips here, taking a moment. I love to take that little lunge forward to stretch through my left calf. It really changes the pose for me. I learned that in a Rod Stryker class, and I was like, wow. And then, because I was always hurting myself, and I was like coming into my low back. So if you have a lot of low back pain, you can start to lift up and then stop at the point where it doesn't feel comfortable. So you can see how I'm still slightly lunged forward, but my right hip is drawing back. My navel's pulling in. This is comfortable for me. And then begin to extend arms up. Maybe you lunge in a little bit further, just making sure that right knee doesn't go in front of your right ankle. So you might need to heel toe the right foot forward. Stay here for another breath. And then as you exhale, lower the arms down, just like we did in our locust. Elbows pull down, chest lifts. We're going to take that a couple times. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, lower the elbows, lift the heart. One more time, inhale, center. Pull the right hip back. Exhale, open through the chest. Inhale comes back to center. Lower the hands down. Let's come back to down dog. Or you can always step up to forward fold if you want to skip the dog. This is just our transition between sides, so take a couple breaths. This is our resting pose. So if dog is not a resting pose for you, you have shoulder pain, please just step up and take forward fold. And then we'll switch sides. So if you're in dog, you're going to bring your left foot up. If you're in forward fold, you're going to bring your right foot back. And then slowly rise up, hands to hips to start. Square your hips to the top of your mat. Take that lunge forward and stretch through your right calf. You might heel toe the left foot forward a little bit. And then as you're ready, begin to lift up any amount. So for me, this feels good here. This is my problem side where I tend to hurt my low back. Pull the navel in. Nice deep stretch on that right hip flexor. And then as you're ready, let your arms float up. Lengthen. Maybe you lunge in a little deeper into the left knee. Face is soft. And then we'll take that same elbow, lat pull down sort of variation. Taking cactus arms and then letting the elbows come down by your sides. Shoulders roll down the back, heart lifts. Inhale comes back to center. Square the hips, left hip pulls back. Exhale, elbows lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows lower. Inhale, arms extend up. Exhale, either step up to forward fold, hands come down, or step back to down dog and pause. 3 breaths. And you can always let the breath go out of the mouth. Getting rid of some stale air, some stagnant energy. That's the energy that keeps us stuck. And then let's step the right foot forward. Coming to warrior two. If you're in forward fold, left foot comes back. If you're coming from down dog, make sure you do your heel to heel alignment, back foot slightly angled in before you rise up to your warrior two. And then take your time here to set up. I'd like to check where my right knee is tracking over my right toes. And I don't have to do the deepest lunge in the world, right? But really feel firm in your feet and then lift your right hip a little bit so hips are level. And then let the arms extend up. Roll the shoulders down, navel pulling in. So you can see I'm nice and aligned here. Check where your right knee went. Did it just collapse in? Send it back toward the side of the mat. Face is soft. Then option here for a little chest opening. Bringing hands behind the head. Lift the elbows and the heart. Actually, elbows come wide. Stay for a breath. Release the arms back to warrior two arms. Straighten the front leg. Send your hips back and lean forward. We're going to lower the right hand down for triangle. If you like a block, I do have blocks always on hand. They're not required, but you can place that block under your right hand if that feels better for you. And start with your gaze down and really lengthening your hips back, feeling that deep stretch through the whole back of your leg. And then spin the chest to the side. Left arm can extend up. You can even take that half bind, flipping the hand around. Back of your left hand to your low back. Spin your chest higher. Maybe the gaze lifts. Another breath. Beautiful. If you're in the half bind, release that. And then let's bring both hands down to frame your front foot. Step back to dog. One more breath here, and then we'll switch sides. And again, if you're in forward fold, kind of you're doing the opposite, right? So bringing your left foot forward. If you're in dog, lowering the right heel down. Setting up for our warrior two legs on this side. If you're in forward fold, you're stepping the right foot back. Ooh, and then let's spin open. Embrace the cracks. Let's bring hands to hips to start. Check your leg alignment, left knee tracking over left toes. And then if you feel that right hip popping out, bring it in, lift the left hip, shoulders are over your hips, really strong through both feet here. And then begin to lift the arms, let the shoulders lower, navel pulls in towards spine, lunge in a little bit, make sure your left knee didn't just wander and travel somewhere else. Keep pressing firmly through both feet. And you can stay here if you like, or take that optional shoulder opener, spinning your gaze to the side, interlacing hands the opposite way, heart lifts, elbows are wide, so good and so strong here. One more breath. Let it go, release the arms back to warrior two for a breath. And then straightening your front leg. We're going to send hips back and lean forward. Left hand lowers to your shin, the ground, or a block. Starting with your right hand on your hip, and if you need to bring that right foot a little closer, go right ahead. Gaze is down, right hand on hip, and then begin to spin open to the side wall. So your hips don't really move from this position, but you're adding a little twist, if that makes sense. You can extend that right arm straight up, or bend the left elbow, bringing the back of your hand to your hip or sacrum. Spin the chest open. Gaze can go where it needs to go. So if looking up is really uncomfortable on your neck, let it go neutral. Another breath or so. So good. Release the right arm up if you're in the mind. Exhale, bend through the left knee. Frame your left foot with your hands. Step back to dog. We won't be taking plank chaturanga, cobra, but if you want to throw in a vinyasa right now, go right ahead. We've got another breath here. So good. All right, we've got a balance pose challenge today. So let's step the right foot up between your hands. And actually, you know what? Before we do our balance pose, let's lower the left knee. We're going to come into our low lunge. Untuck the left toes. Hands to your right thigh and come out of the lunge a little bit. So we're going to stay supported to start here. Those of you who practice with me regularly know I love this. Thank you, Jason Crandall, for this variation. We're going to press into the top of your left foot, and then you should really feel that stretch through the psoas and the hip flexor. Keep that pressure as you lunge in. You probably won't go real far. I don't want you way down here because then you lose all of that good work, right? So when we come out, put the pressure on the left foot, press it down into the mat, and then lunge in. You're getting into your psoas. And you can stay here, or we can begin to extend the left arm up. Let your right arm release, grab your left wrist, lengthen your left fingertips up using your right hand. Now you should feel the stretch even more. Another breath or so. So good. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's just straighten that right leg for a moment. Point and flex the toes, let that go. And then bend through the right knee, come to tabletop. We can come to dog if you like for a minute, or just come to puppy if that feels better. So puppy, knees stay on the ground, arms come forward. If you're in your dog, just another breath for a moment, not long, just transitioning. And then we'll take it to the other side. Let your left foot come up. Bring it up however you need to get it there. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Untuck right toes. And then press yourself up onto your left thigh. Come out of the lunge a little bit. And we'll start again on this side, pressing the top of your right foot. Feel that stretch. In fact, I don't even have to go into the lunge to feel that stretch on this side. And then to lunge in just any amount, might be an inch. If this is pinching your low back at all, you can just stay upright, okay? Navel can pull in so you're strong in your core. Relax your face. Feel that nice deep psoas stretch. So good. Option to stay here or let your right arm extend up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen. Stay for a few breaths, really pulling those right fingertips up towards the sky. Lengthening your psoas. Face is relaxed. Give yourself a smile. It's really hard to relax in this pose, isn't it? One more breath. Excellent. Release the arms. Let them come down by your left foot. Straighten through the left leg. Flex the toes. Whew. All right. Now we're going to make our way back to down dog. If you need to take a little stretch on your way, I'm going to do the same. Just tuck the toes around the spine. Arms come forward. Very good. Now, coming through dog, we'll make our way to our balance pose. All right, so we're going to come into balancing half moon today. If this is not something that feels like you can even remotely come into this, I'm going to invite you to go to a wall and set up alongside the wall so it's there to catch you, okay? If you don't have a block, this is going to be a lot more challenging. If you have something to hold on to that's sturdy, you may use that. Let's bring your right foot up part way, not all the way. I'm going to grab my block and place it under my right hand. If you happen to have two blocks, you can actually use it under your left hand to help you get there. All right, so then we're going to bend deeply through the right knee. Let the left leg float. Begin to straighten your right leg. So right now I'm sort of in the supported warrior 3. Then roll your left hip open. Okay, hand stays on the block. If you're against a wall, this is a lovely pose. You can always stay supported with these left fingertips down and you're just spinning that hip open. If you feel stable, you want to extend the left arm, go ahead. Here's another option for you. If you have accessibility, bend your left knee, grab your left foot, and then open up through the chest in Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Ooh. If you're having a little hip cramp like me, let that go. All right, so sometimes we come into a pose and you're like, oh, that is not happening today. That's kind of where I'm at. One more breath. So good. Lower the left hand down. Lower the left foot down. Take a forward fold. Let that go. And we'll take this to the other side. Excuse me. Ground through your left foot. Begin to lift your right heel. So I'm on my blocks. Of course, if you don't have blocks, hands on the ground. You can bend that knee deeply if your hand is on the ground, okay? And that's a little trick to help here. Begin to spin your right hip open, stacking right hip on top of left. Let your right fingertips come to the block to start. And then you can begin to extend the right arm up. And notice my extended leg, the foot is flexed. That really helps keep the balance in this pose. When you point the toe, I feel like that makes this much harder. And if you're feeling balanced, you can bring your gaze to the side wall. And if you want to play with that bind, grabbing the right foot, bringing, rolling the right shoulder open, deep quad stretch here. If that doesn't work for you today, let it go. One more breath, and then exhale, lower back down, take a forward fold, relax the head, deep breath in. And exhale at the mouth, side out. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Move your blocks out of the way. We're going to come into lizard lunge, so stepping back to high plank if you'd like, or you can keep your right foot there and bring it over to the side. Otherwise, right foot to the outside of right hand, and then lower the back knee down. Untuck the back toes. Let's just start here. Hang out in our lizard lunge. If you have blocks and you want to lower forearms to the blocks or your mat, go ahead. This is my preferred place, is to have the blocks. Keep hugging your right knee in. Nice opening through the left hip flexor and the right inner thigh, groin, abductors. An option here for a bind to add that quad stretch. You can bend through the left knee, swing your arm around, grab for the foot. And then you can always come onto the pinky edge side of your right foot, spin the chest open. One more breath. So good. Gently release that. Walk the hands back, straighten through the right leg, right toes flex towards the face. And then just come into tabletop and we'll switch sides. The left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. Tuck that right toes and send the right knee back a little bit. Starting here in our lizard lunge, you're welcome to stay lifted. You can bring forearms down to your blocks if you like. And then option to stay here or playing with that bind, spinning onto the pinky edge side of the left foot. You can reach around and grab for that foot. And if you can't reach it like me, you can bring your hand to the ground or block. That'll just give you a little space to try and grab it. And if you do grab it, press the right foot into left hand, spin the chest open. Beautiful, lovely quad stretch. It actually feels amazing for me right now. So thank you for that request with quads, because I think we wouldn't have done this otherwise. Another breath or so. Give yourself a smile. This feels pretty joyous right now. And then let that go. Bring yourself back to center. Walk your hands back. Flex through your left toes. Straighten the left leg. Just a breath here. So nice. Walk yourself forward. Come back to tabletop. We're going to take a variation on frog pose before we come down to our backs today. So I'm going to spin to the side just so you can see me. You're going to step your right foot off to the side. So kind of like we're coming to gate pose. Left knee's on the ground, but you're going to walk your hands under your shoulders. There we go. There are the words. And then just begin to walk your hands out straight. So I don't know if it's actually frog pose, but it's kind of doing some of the same things. So get really long in your spine, walk your fingertips forward, hips go high. Just feel a nice stretch on that right inner thigh. Someone called this half frog once. It's really not, is it? Sort of half wide leg forward fold. And then crawl the hands back up. Bring the knees back to center, come into your tabletop. The left foot's going to step out to the side. Make sure that foot is in line with your right knee. Hips stay over the right knee. Walk hands forward and then lower forehead down. Nice deep stretch through the left inner thigh and a lovely lengthening for the spine, side body. So good. Inhale, press yourself up. Come back to tabletop, give your hips a little sway side to side. And now let's try full frog. If you need a blanket, you may grab one. I'm going to begin to, that's the best way to describe this. Let my knees come wide, and then my ankles and my knees are in line with one another. So they're not way out here, they're not in, okay? They're in line, so take a peek back. And now begin to crawl yourself forward. Hips are staying kind of in the same spot. So your butt's up in the air, and then you're lowering down. And if you have a blanket, it's nice because you can slide out a little bit. And I'm just lowering down to my forearm. So nice deep inner thigh stretch here. We won't be here terribly long, so if you don't have a blanket, no worries. I didn't prepare for one. I didn't plan on doing this. We just threw it in there. One more breath. So nice. Inhale, just crawl yourself back up, and then use your toes to bring your knees back together. have a seat onto your mat. And let's slowly lower down. This is our core work for today, so let's lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms up, extend the toes long. Big full body stretch. Oh, that feels so nice. And then relax the arms down. Hug your knees into your chest. Do a little rock side to side. Let that go. And then let's just take one final hip opener and twist. So let your left leg extend long onto the mat. Hug your right knee into your chest. You can even take a half happy baby for a breath if you want to grab the outside of your right foot. That feels pretty good. And then release the right knee back to your chest. Draw your right knee across your body. And if you're having low back pain, shift your hips a little to the right first and then bring the knee across the body to the left. And that will help neutralize your spine and take some of that pain out of there. Gaze can stay up or it can come over to your right. So nice. Gaze comes back to center. Bring your right knee in. Place both feet on the mat. Neutralize your hips. Right leg extends long. Left knee into the chest. And then let's take that half happy baby for just a breath, grabbing for the outside of the left foot or the big toe or the ankle. Drawing the left knee down towards the mat. Nice. And then release. Left knee hugs in once again. Right hand to left knee. Draw your left knee all the way across your body and then let your right arm come out to the side. Again, if you have a sore back, bring the hips slightly to the left and come back into that twist. Knees can come over the left shoulder. This is one of my favorite outer hip stretches. Good for low back pain, sciatica as well. Another breath. Let it go. Gaze comes back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Neutralize your hips. And then come to constructive rest. Knees come wide. Feet come wide. Knees knock together. And let's extend the legs long onto the mat. Roll the shoulder blades under. Take up a little space and come to your Shavasana. And even if you're not staying for meditation, at least take 5 breaths in your Shavasana. Give yourself a minute to feel the energy flow and come back to your breath. Coming back to that balloon in your belly for just a moment, feeling your breath once again. And let the breath travel up to the ribs. And then through the whole torso, belly, ribs, upper chest. Navel pulls in as you exhale. And one more nice big breath in, letting the whole torso expand in all directions, feeling the body expand. Exhale, audibly sigh it out the mouth, let it go. I invite you to stay here for meditation. If you want to come up to a seat, gently begin to come up to a seat. If you want to donate before meditation, by all means donate. We've got about 10 minutes left, so I do invite you to stay if you have the time. If you are coming into a seat, grab a cushion, just have a seat on that. I think I will find something that's comfortable for you. If you're staying in your Shavasana, just begin to relax your face, relax your jaw. Notice how you're feeling. Feel the support of the ground underneath you. Take a moment to get out any wiggles Finding your comfortable space. The tongue releases from the roof of your mouth. You release tension from between the brows. Jaws soft and relaxed. Shoulders melt into the earth. And just notice how your breath is moving now without trying to control. Is it slowed? Is it softer? Is it flowing smoothly? And if it's not, no worries. Just be aware of what it's doing. And now I'd like you to bring something to mind that's perhaps keeping you in this lower vibration today. And even if you're not in a low vibration, is there something in your life that's keeping you stuck, bringing you down, even if it's just clouds in the sky? Then I'd like you to visualize yourself walking through a door, noticing what this door looks like. Where is this door located? And this door is your doorway to your happy place. So is this doorway beautiful? Is it ornate? Is it simple? What color is it? And where is this door located? Is it in the back of your wardrobe? Is this your door to exit your house? And it doesn't have to exist, right? This is all in our imagination. What does the knob look like? Really put yourself in this space. And on your next breath, I want you to turn the knob and open the door and step through the doorway into the most beautiful place you can imagine. It can be real, it can be fantasy, it can be somewhere you've been or someplace you just dream of. What does this look like for you? And begin to walk now into this space. What do you see around you? Are you in nature? Are you in some mystical, magical, beautiful space? Is there water around you? Are there plants? Are there some kind of trees? What does the ground look like under your feet? Or maybe you're not even walking. Maybe you're floating. Just observe all the things, all the sights. Are there animals nearby? Are there other people? What's surrounding you? Who is surrounding you? What sounds do you hear? Are there birds chirping? What time of day is it? Or is it night? Are there any smells in the air? Are there any tastes that you can envision? How does the air feel on your skin? Or does the sun warm your skin? Is there a nice breeze? Let it be the perfect temperature for you. And as you look down at yourself, notice what you're wearing and what you look like. And you are this most beautiful version of yourself. You feel absolutely amazing. You are a beautiful soul, and you feel just beautiful. And continue to walk through this space until you find a comfortable spot to sit. And as you find that space, go ahead and have a seat. And bring your awareness now into your heart center. And I want you to tune in to what you're experiencing in your heart center. This is your happy place, right? This is your fantasy place, this place that makes you feel like you are just the best version of you. What word or words come up for you? Joy, peace, serenity, appreciation and gratitude. Maybe it's just the simple word of love, our highest vibrational word that we have. And really allow that emotion to sink into your heart center. Allow that emotion to radiate from your heart center through your body into your energetic field, filling up your entire aura around you, letting that aura expand and grow. Just feel that energy for a few more moments. And now I want you to ground that energy. So envision roots coming down from your feet into the earth. Perhaps these roots are golden roots, or it's a golden cord that moves down, and it anchors you deep, deep, deep into the earth, all the way down to the core of the earth. And then you feel that connection above you, this beautiful, expansive existence outside of our 3D world, feeling it from the crown of your head. And this energy of yours expands out. It expands into the earth. It expands into the heavens. You are connected. You are part of the one, part of source energy. And this amazing, joyous feeling that you're feeling in your heart expands out into these other realms, and then it expands and comes, or contracts and comes back into you, just like your breath. So you feel that pulsation of energy coming out and pulling in. This is your highest version of you. This is your best self. And I want you to invite in any guides, any spiritual protection, if you will, to come surround you with this feeling of love, surrounding your auric field, protecting you, whether it's angels, whether it's animals, whether it's just source energy or your higher self. Allow your auric field to be protected in this high vibration. You might notice a change in temperature, a change in the light around you. Maybe there's another color that comes into your awareness. And then keeping this beautiful connection, this protection, I want you to slowly envision yourself walking, floating, whatever it is, coming back to that door. And then you're slowly turning the knob, moving back through the doorway. But yet this energetic protection and this connection stays with you as you move back into your physical space and back into your physical body. And slowly begin to deepen your breath now. Becoming present in this moment once again. I invite you to take this feeling with you today. Knowing that you always have your guides and angels, ancestors, all of those that are here to serve your highest and greatest good with you, and you can call on them at any time. Your higher self, your source energy, whatever it is you believe in, it doesn't matter. It's there with you. We are all connected. We are all one. We are all part of the same beautiful energy. And beginning to make small movements. And coming back to your intention. Asking yourself, what do you want to take with you today? Or perhaps it's just this high vibrational energy. And let's meet in a seat as you're ready. We'll close with the sound of Om. Taking a nice deep breath in. Om. Hands at heart center, bowing chin to chest, sending yourself love and gratitude for showing up today. Extending that love and gratitude to all of those practicing together today. And sending your love and gratitude to all beings in this universe and any universe beyond. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and may all beings be free. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm going to slide up so I can see comments. Oh, I'm over a few minutes. Sorry, guys. Lost track of time. Hope everyone's okay with that. Karen, thank you for your donation. Thank you, Hope, for your donation. And if you did enjoy this practice today and would like to offer a donation as an energy exchange, that is always very much appreciated and welcome. If you're not able to donate, please follow me on Insight Timer or YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Any way that you feel like you can give back is so appreciated. Yeah, so if you have questions, pop me a note on Insight Timer. I hope to see you guys back here next week and also sharing this class with anyone that you think might enjoy it. So appreciated. All right, take care, everyone. I will see you soon. Namaste. Have a great weekend.